From Martine Studios in New York, your trending topic TV show. This is Talking Heads with Nizam.
What's going on, everybody? This is another episode of Talking Heads. I'm your host, Nizam. My distinguished panel to my left, I have Scott Wesler and Theo Phiip. What's going on, guys?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's jump right in. First segment is, what are you watching? Scott, tell the people.
All right, don't laugh, but I'm way behind the times. I'm super addicted to Prison Break right now.
Oh, yeah.
I just dove into it from Netflix. Yeah, it's almost like 10 years old, that show now. But really into it. Everyone tells me that, season 4 kind of goes downhill, so I'm just enjoying it for now.
You watch Prison Break, Theo? You ever watch that show? No? It's a great show. And when it ends, there's like a film after because I guess it ended kind of crazy, kind of weird or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so once you're done with the season, look for Prison Break the movie because there's like an addition.
So it's kind of like what they did with Firefly too.
Yeah, there's an addition on that. So check that out. Anything else?
Nah, I don't have HBO, so all the good shows are out right now. I haven't been watching.
You gotta find somebody that has it, and then you use that
Exactly.
HBO Go account, man. Come on. Theo, what about you? What are you watching?
Game of Thrones.
Yes, HBO.
That's what I'm talking about.
And also, I just started watching the Penny Dreadful
Oh, what's that?
mystery. It's based in in London, like the 1900s, right around Jack the Ripper the times, and it's all about these like little mini series that they used to write called Penny Dreadfuls.
Oh, okay.
And you'll encounter like a young Frankenstein, Victor Frankenstein.
Is that the one with the reptile, like in the commercial, like the black?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah,
All right.
it's really interesting.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds cool.
It's good.
All right.
A little gruesome at the same time too, but it's good.
Yeah. Looks. I'm not a big horror dude. Like Walking Dead is
love
probably
horrors.
as much of the horror that I do. And I saw that and I was like, it's like. And I tried to do the other one. They keep changing the season. It's like they did
American Horror Story.
American Horror Story. Yeah, I tried to
got into that.
I tried to do that one, but it just kind of fell by the way. So I was like, nah. I'm like.
But yeah, those are my shows right now. Game of Thrones and checking out the Penny Dreadful.
Penny Dreadful. All right, maybe I'll check it out. It sounds cool. All right, so let's get started. Our first topic today is the Facebook Ask button. Facebook has now installed an Ask button, and you can ask all your friends basically whatever you want on the Facebook. Scott, why don't we start with you? What do you think about the Ask button?
Honestly, I didn't even realize it existed until about a day ago, and I think it's a cheap trick or something. Most of the time, people don't list that information. It's for a reason. Exactly. They want to keep something private, and having every piece of information about your life available on the internet for any employer, anything to look up is, I can understand, risky or anything like that. And yeah, some people just like to keep some stuff to themselves. So really, it's like, who's gonna have the nerve to ask you if it's not there? Sometimes I feel like, but I mean, I could see it both ways. Like with younger kids, maybe then it would be kind of interesting. But for myself, not into it.
Yeah. What about you, Theo?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to ask me a question. I don't.
Yeah, right. It's and what kind of to your point, like once the question is asked and then you put that information, or you answer the question. Now it's like if like Facebook owns it, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now that information is put onto your profile or put into the world.
It's out there.
Yeah.
I'd rather just send them a message, be like, hey, yeah, I did this, and that, than posting on Facebook if it's not already there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And my thing is, like, Facebook is supposed to be your friend, so if you can't ask your friend, text your friend, like, oh, hey, where'd you go to school, or whatever the question is, you know what I'm saying, like, or the old school way, like, hey, Scott, ask Stephanie if she's dating Theo, or if they're just friends. Like do the old school way. Like
that's funny.
Yeah, that would be probably the strangest way to ask a girl if she's single. It's like, oh, let me click on Facebook and find out.
Exactly, right? It's like creepy. It's like creeper. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, hey, let me ask for your phone number. Like, you know what? I got to use it. I should have probably used it before I talked about it, but it seems stupid to me.
Yeah, I don't really see much of a point to it.
All right. So initially, when this next topic, when I saw it, I was gonna use the girl's name, and I kind of wanted to talk about this, and it's kind of a hot button issue, but basically bullying. There's a young lady, she was being bullied, and I guess she decided that she had enough, and she committed suicide, and she left a note that said, "Thanks for the pain." In 2010, teen suicide jumped into the top 10 of deaths, of how people die. 1 in 12 teens have attempted suicide, and a lot of these teens are troubled teens or bullied teens. Theo, let's go with you. Were you bullied when you were little? Do you remember bullying and all that?
I don't recall getting bullied myself. I mean, I remember standing up for my friends that were being bullied, but as far as me being bullied, no. But I never bullied anyone else either. I just think it's sad that someone has to lose a life because of other peer pressures or stuff like that.
Right. A lot of the teachers and even her mother said that she had talked about it, but didn't give it the full explanation, I guess. You being a daddy and new daddy to be second time around, this has got to be something kind of you got to in the back of your mind anyway. How you think you're going to handle like that type of situation?
I mean, right now, my daughter's 2, and when she calls, I just come running. So hopefully, 10 years from now, 13 years from now, when she calls, I'll still be able to just come running and listen, because usually if when someone's reaching out, it's in a very subtle way sometimes and you don't pay it any mind, but when it comes to kids and teenagers in high school, in junior high school, whatever, elementary school, there are issues that we don't see. And you have to think back to when you were a kid and be like, wait, did this ever happen to me? Or, my kid's really trying to reach out to me, because you got to listen as a parent. You got to listen to what your kids are saying, and try to really dig into it. I mean, if you dig into it and nothing comes out of it, then great. But, you could prevent, the loss of your child.
Yeah. Scott, do you remember those days? Were you the bully? Were you getting bullied?
No, I would get picked on a little bit here and there, but never too bad. I think what makes bullying so much more of an issue now is social media. I'm not blaming social media. It's just a different world now, because when we were all younger, it was something. Yeah, you might get bullied at school, but you go home, you can play with your neighborhood friends, or spend time with your family, and then it's off your mind. In the case of bullying now is that you're constantly being picked on Facebook, anything. It just never goes away. So, maybe a possible solution would be kind of having another way of spinning around social media in a good light, having something that's really accessible for teens who are struggling in the same way, like kind of a way to reach out if they're not really talking about it with their parents or a counselor at school, or you don't want to tell on anyone really, but just something to kind of help slow down the percentage of deaths in teens.
Yeah. I think it's crazy. It really, when I read this, I was just, the girl was like, thanks for the pain, and it's just like how it's hard when it happens. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, a few years back committed suicide, and it's just like you got to talk about it, and if you see those signs, it's hard to say, like, is this a sign, is this not a sign, because I didn't see it coming when it happened to me. And I would just say, like, if you can't, like, sometimes you feel like you can't talk to your family, your mom and dad or your siblings or something like that, you know, maybe reach out and talk to. And if you're getting bullied, you probably don't have friends, funny as it may sound, but I would say reach out, you know, and don't make that decision alone, because that's a lonely way to go, I feel. And you know, like you were saying, Theo, like see the signs, like dig a little deeper, see what's going on, you know.
Oh yeah.
But
it's crazy.
Wow, I feel like I just brought everybody down. But no, I just thought it was something that needed to kind of be discussed and talked about a little bit, just because it's when you hear it, it's like, wow, like everyone's kind of like always like, oh, I didn't know, you know.
It's usually the case.
Yeah. But let's switch gears. I have a better topic here. Bring some smiles back. So now there's a thing called Rent-a-Gent now out there. Basically, basically, a woman can rent a gent for an afternoon of hiking or biking or, you know, rock climbing, or, you know, you can go on a date, if you will. You know, you can rent a gent for an hour or two and do whatever you want. Scott, why don't you start on this one?
I think it's a riot, honestly. Like, I scrolled through the website, and at first when they listed all the things that these gentlemen could do, I was just like, all right, where do they find a guy who's a black belt in karate, speaks French, like, you know, works construction, like all this stuff, and it's, you know, they have specific guys who do specific things that you rent for whatever. So I guess, you know, you don't have the fluent in French stripper at your bachelor party, but yeah, I think it's an interesting concept. It's pretty funny. Sounds kind of like a dream job.
Oh, I know, right? Theo, what about you, man? How you feel?
I mean, I think it's cool. Power to the lady that came up with it, because I wish I had thought about it. Well, I mean, with today's technology, with the internet and stuff, it just makes a lot of stuff more easier and possible. So, hey, if a woman wants to rent a guy to do whatever, fix her sink, I don't know, go on a date, there's more than one ways you can get a guy to do something, but hey,
yeah, exactly.
If you got the means to pay for it and that's all you want, then hey, go for it.
So one of the stipulations on this thing is that you can't get physical while you're on the clock. So my thing is, like, that would make for kind of like an awkward situation, because you are renting, you know, this person or whatever. Why can't you? I mean, I guess it's illegal to rent them for, you know, any kind of sexual favors or whatever, but my thing is, like, how are you going to police that? You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like there's a pretty big loophole there. It's like, all right, time's up. So should I go, or what's going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I guess that kind of puts the ball more in, you know, it's something where you can't be hired to do that specifically. Like,
right.
So if there is a connection or anything like that, you know, it can lead to that. But yeah.
Well, I'm sure they have some kind of contract that they have to, if they somehow break the contract, they'll get fired, I guess. I mean, that would be the stipulation. If there's no sex involved, then.
But how? But
it's hard to police that.
But once you're off the clock, you can do.
You're
a human being. You can do what you want. So.
Yeah, it's an issue.
How do you police that?
Morale.
Like, if someone rents me, which, you know, call me. How do you, you know, when does it start? All right, so you got me from 5 to 7. Like, after 7, how are you policing? How do you police?
After 7, you have your own free will. It's not like, unless like someone who works for the company comes picks you up or something like that. And
yeah. We're gonna have to dig. We're gonna have to dig a little bit deeper into this one. I don't know. But all right, so let's talk about double standards now. Obviously, women have been, you know, escorts or doing whatever they've been doing for years. Like, how does that reflect back now? Are we gonna have those type of lawsuits that we've seen, you know, like the Heidi Fleiss and stuff like that? You think this is gonna become one of those things where, like, you know, like Charlie Sheen or, like, you know, some of these celebrity, I doubt any celebrity women are gonna do this, but maybe they will.
Yeah.
But you think we're going to see some of that backlash, like with the lawsuits and, like, the, you know, stuff like that?
It's hard to say, really.
I doubt it.
As far as, I mean, it's something that I don't see it really being as much of an issue as, you know, and that's double standard.
Right.
Whereas, like, you know, I don't see it being kind of similar. I don't know how serious this you know, Rent-a-Gent thing is, and like how often it's being used.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that there were some, you know, 5-star ratings from customers or whatever, but who knows?
How do you get a
what that
5-star?
Huh?
You actually saw the website?
Yeah, I went to.
Oh yeah. It's like a
Match.com, huh?
Yeah, I should have gotten that as the picture. But yeah, it's like it'll have like a guy, you know, and he's, you know, it's like in the pose or whatever, and then it'll say his name and it'll list his activities and all this stuff underneath and everything. Yeah,
it's like a profile.
And it's it scrolls like 4 or 5 guys at a time. So it'll scroll up and you'll see the guys, and then it'll scroll up again and you'll see like another set of guys and stuff like that. Like it's pretty in depth.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, but it's legit. I mean, I'm sure it's been going on. I'm sure it's been going on. I'm sure it's been, you know, that's you watch HBO Hung. That's basically what that was about. Well, you know, like
Hung is a whole nother story now. That's
well,
that's getting into it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like that's kind of like what this is, but it's just legitimized it. And then once you're off the clock, you know, who's to say you don't get a little pay under the table for a little, you know, hibbity dibbity or whatever, you know, like come on.
That's gonna be kind of hard to police. I don't know how they're gonna.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, it, you know, it's I feel like if it's successful, which it probably will be, it'll turn into like a Heidi Fleiss type thing. Like people are gonna start paying with checks and credit cards and stuff like that. Like you would think it's a cash business, but I think this is gonna be like more of a high end type deal, you know, like
it seems like it is, because it's not just any Joe off the street. They said they screen like 2,000 guys and only 1% of them become the actual. Yeah, you get
that's
vetted. Crazy.
You get vetted pretty hard, so you know.
Oh, that's good.
You might have to do some more push-ups if you want to get in. But
I hit the gym.
I don't know. This is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting to see what happens with this. I know. I just feel like there's definitely gonna be some backlash, and some stories that are going to come.
There's always somebody that wants their 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, it's gonna. You know what? It's gonna be like Sarah Silverman or something.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, or like maybe like Roseanne Barr or something. You know, like, it's gonna be like Martha Stewart or something. Is gonna get caught up. Oprah's gonna get caught up in some craziness with the Rent-a-Gent because Stedman left her. All right, let's keep it going. So this is kind of I don't know, weird. Like, you know those little the stick figure family decals. The police are now warning families not to put those on the car because criminals are going to target you or whatever. Family man, talk about that a little bit. Are you not going to put the stick figure on your car?
First of all, I hate bumper stickers, period. I don't put any stickers, anything on my cars. I just don't like them.
What do you think about this warning? You think it's just...
I saw a clip on the news about it, and I mean, it's pretty interesting how criminals could use that as a profile to a family, and I would take it as a warning if I did have stuff like that on my car.
So if you were gonna do one of those and you saw this, you would think twice, or you wouldn't do it?
I would take it off.
You would take it off, really?
Yeah.
All right, Scott.
I mean, that's my family. I don't want to put them at any more risk than they already are, just in general for everyday life, where you go out and, you know, you hear about all this crazy stuff that happens at the blink of an eye.
Right.
So why make it easier for someone, you know, to target?
Yeah. Scott, what about you, Noah? How you feel?
I mean, I say you put whatever you want on your car. You don't know what's going to set anyone off. It could be that you're parked in Boston, you know, Yankees beat the Red Sox, and you have New York plates. There goes your car is getting messed up, something like that. Yeah. So it's like, you know, at the same time, you could say like those baby on board things they put on the window. That's, you know, cautioning drivers to be a little safer around you. That's also telling a criminal that you have a baby in your car. So it's, you know, you could look at it either way. I think they're harmless, and the news was just looking for a story, or cops are looking for something to do. I don't see too much.
Has there been any proven cases where.
Not really. Not that I could find.
Yeah.
I mean, I went through a couple of articles and just I don't think criminals are that smart. Like, I mean, you have a license plate on your car. Like if there's a hacker out there, if there's like I feel like a license plate is more dangerous than a family decal.
It has a lot more details.
Attached
to it. Once you crack into it.
But I just think they're annoying, and I just think this is a ploy to get everyone to stop doing it. No, I think it's just maybe they were looking for a story. Like it was. I kind of rolled my eyes when I saw it. I was like,
My favorite are the ones where it's just like one lady and like 3 cats, 4 dogs. I'm like, why would you advertise that?
I have no idea. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've definitely seen those before though.
Yeah, I just feel like it's kind of digging for a story and just a little fear mongering. You know what I'm saying? It's always nice to inject a little fear into society.
Into the public.
Yeah. All right. Last segment here is called "Do You Care?" And basically, this is a yes/no answer, and it's kind of rapid fire. If you feel like you have to explain, you can explain. If not, you can just give a yes or no answer. So I'm gonna start with you, Scott. Do you care about reality TV?
No, that's different than saying do I watch it. It's something that like you don't necessarily set out to watch, but if you're just flipping through the channels and there's like really nothing on, and then you just hit one channel and like a pot gets thrown across the room, you're just like, what was that? I mean, that being said, some shows are like, I don't know, like the ones that are contests are kind of fun to watch, like that kind of stuff, but some of it is just terrible. Like Honey Boo Boo, thank God that girl's like, I haven't heard about her in a while. So
I know, right?
it's like,
oh man, I get caught up like on Saturday mornings, man. They'll have like the Real Housewives like on repeat, and I just sit there and veg out for like 4 hours. Next thing you know, it's like 2 o'clock. I'm still in bed.
Yeah, it's like it's a form of meditation. You just sit there with your mind a complete blank, just like kind of like
Theo, what about you? Reality TV?
I don't really care too much for them.
No? All right, let's move on. What else we got? All right. Scott, do you care about the Disney movie Frozen?
I've heard a lot about it.
You haven't seen Frozen?
No.
Oh my God, do you care?
I know, I'm not really. I'm over it. I was done with Disney after like Bambi. Man.
Oh wow, wow, yeah, that'd be a good one to end it on.
Wait till he has kids.
I know, right? Frozen. What do you got?
I mean, Disney puts out some good stuff, and I only know about it because my daughter made me download the whole soundtrack, buy the Blu-ray, and buy the characters. So.
So do you care? Yes or no?
I guess so. Yeah, I do care.
Oh man, everyone is loving this thing, man. I asked last week, and everyone was like, somebody else bought the soundtrack. And DJ Artie, you know Artie?
Yeah.
He bought the soundtrack. He was like, yo, I do these kids parties. He's like, throw it on, and they freeze, and they're like.
It's a phenomenon for these
frozen.
kids.
You wanna build a snowman?
Yep.
I haven't even heard the song, or maybe I don't know if I have.
As soon as we get in the car, my daughter's like, "Daddy, Frozen." I have a CD in the car. It has to go on.
Just let it roll. Just let it rock on heavy rotation.
Yep. I'm honestly sick of the songs, but it's okay.
Yeah. All right. All right. Next up. All right. Oh, a little controversial one here. Donald Sterling. Do you care?
Yeah, I care. I think it's important that they crack down on him in that situation. It's something that in a lot of the times in sports with that kind of stuff, people turn the other cheek, and it was great to see the players, everyone just kind of stand up the NBA and say this isn't going to be tolerated.
Right.
Because it was a huge step forward. It really was.
What about you, Donald Sterling, Theo?
Yeah, following the story behind it is just. I don't even want to get into it, to be honest with you. But yeah, they hopefully he just gets what's coming to him.
Yeah, I think with Donald Sterling,
it's about time.
Yeah, I think with Donald Sterling, I think the end justifies the means. Like I heard the tape, and I just feel like that's kind of like the rant. I feel like we've all been there, not like shouting out racist stuff or like but. We've had a woman, and she's backed us into the corner, and we just start spewing the first things that come out. Like that's what I feel like. But the things that he's done over the past like 6, 8, 10 years. People have left the organization and have said like he was discriminatory and stuff like that. I feel like the ends justifies the means, but at this point, I don't care. I'm done. I'm done hearing about him. Like he's been exposed for what he is, and let's move forward and keep,
like get him out of the news and just deal with him.
Yeah. So another controversial figure. Theo, I'm going to start with you. Mayor Rob Ford, the Canadian mayor, the crack smoking mayor. Do you care about Rob?
Was that the one that was supposed to do like a reality show on or something?
I think he might have been. I think he might have been up for
brother?
A reality show. Yeah, him and his brother. But
okay.
it didn't happen. But
Gotcha.
but then he was supposed to go to rehab. But I'm not sure if he went to rehab or what. I don't know. But he's a circus. What do you think? Do you care? Yes or no?
Is he still in Canada?
Yeah.
No, I don't care.
He's still the mayor.
I have family in Canada, but
He's still the mayor.
That's what I can't believe is that he's still the mayor. But nah, honestly, I don't. I mean, I think it's funny, I guess. But and yeah, I'd be pretty disappointed if he was like, mayor here. It's something I feel like wouldn't really be tolerated.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Not at all.
Because we would ask for his resignation if he was here.
it's Canada.
Yeah. Well, there you go. All right, next up. This is softball for you, Theo. And I'm sure you see it a lot because you're a DJ, you're in entertainment, you're around a lot of crowds. Public displays of affection. Do you care?
Hey, to each its own. Go for it.
What if they're like hanging out in the DJ booth, like like going at it, and you're trying to
just don't bump my elbows.
Just don't hit the table. Don't hit the table. If that never gets annoying for you, you just like do your thing.
Yeah.
All right, Scotty. What about you, man?
Yeah, I feel the same way about it. It's as long as you're not harming anyone, like, yeah, people are gonna look at you and be disgusted or whatever. But
I like to interrupt them and be like, "Hey, get a room." Just
what if it's
just for the fun of it?
What if it's like not in the corner? What if it's like on display, like right in the middle of like everything? Like you just like you can't not see it. Like it's just boom right in your face.
I think there's like there's a line you could draw.
Are they clothes cut and come off, or?
Yeah,
no
I've seen some like questionable stuff happen at bars where I was just like, all right, I
just maybe a
has to stop.
A lot of French kissing, maybe
Yeah, I'm totally go for it. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. Let me do one more. Lilo Brancato, C from Bronx Tale. Cologeno, and he was in Crimson Tide. He was on Sopranos. Just got out of jail, 8 years. Now he wants to talk to kids. He was in a burglary gone wrong. A cop was fatally shot. Do you care about this
I didn't know about that. I mean, I liked him in A Bronx Tale, but after that, I didn't.
Oh, he's been in jail for 8 years. But he wants to talk to kids now. What do you think? Do you care about that?
How old are the kids?
Little kids?
Little kids?
High school kids? I don't know.
I don't see. I mean, I'm sure he's going to talk to them about his experiences, try to keep him out of jail.
Right.
So, and if that works, keep somebody out of jail, then hey, why not?
What about you, Scott?
As long as he's supervised.
I think it's I think it's a good step to take for someone in his position. Where the question for me is he doing it for the kids or is he doing it for himself? That's kind of what I'm wondering.
I think he's trying to get a little PR.
Yeah, I think it's like a little bit of both.
Yeah.
But all in all, I don't see a lot of bad coming out of it. I can see why parents might be hesitant to have their kids around someone who was involved in a murder. But
he was acquitted, but he didn't pull the trigger. But he was an accomplice.
He was there. That's but I think it's the right thing. I'm for it.
Okay, cool. All right, we are out of time, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Scott, thank you. Theo, thank you. You can check us out on Verizon 45, Cablevision 76, Fridays at 8 p.m. Also, WPCommunitymedia.org. You can look us up online. It's Talking Heads. I'm your host, Nizam. We'll see you soon.